What's up, dude? Hey guys, so just since I haven't done one for a while, I thought it would be kind of fun to do another one of those Reddit Am I the Asshole videos, because I get such a kick out of reading these stories and I love listening to them on TikTok. It's like my biggest obsession. Also, if you hear whining, it's probably just my dog Louie. I don't really know what he wants and it's not really easy for me to get up and tend to him, plus he's just kind of a whiny boy. But that being said, okay, let's just jump right into it. So the first one is, am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law that I wouldn't sleep with him even if my life depended on it in front of his friends and family? I haven't read any of these yet, so I'm gonna be just as shocked as you guys. I, 24 female, got proposed to 2 months ago. My fiance Jax, 28 male, has a younger brother Jacob, 23 male, who I went to college with. When I was in college, I slept around a lot and was pretty known for that. My fiance knew this and so did his brother. Jacob was a bit of a jokester, so he liked to bring it up frequently. At family gatherings, birthdays, holidays, etc. Okay, not really the time to bring that up. My fiance and his family often told him to stop when they saw I was uncomfortable with it. Last night it was Jacob's birthday dinner. Me, my fiance, a lot of his friends, and a few younger family members were there. Jacob started getting more and more drunk and started cracking unfunny jokes. Some included him saying how he was surprised I never took the chance to sleep with him in college. Being fed up and a little bit drunk, I told him I wouldn't sleep with him if my life depended on it. He got pissed and kept silent. The dinner was awkward for the rest of the time. My fiance said, and some of his family said, that I didn't do anything wrong, and they even have been waiting for me to tell him that. This morning I woke up to texts from Jacob's friends telling me I'm a whore and a bitch. I didn't do anything wrong, but my friend requested that I post this on here to get outside opinions. I don't think you did anything wrong. He should have known that the joke wasn't funny anymore. Okay, here's the next one. I love the mother-in-law ones. They're so good because they make me so mad, and I don't know why I like being kind of angry. Am I the asshole for giving mother-in-law a fake wedding date to prove a point? I'm getting married in a year and my future mother-in-law has been trying to get the date from everyone but us. We haven't even announced the date yet, and it is weird that she isn't coming to her son. I heard through the family grapevine that she wanted to know the date before anyone so she could book a trip and then claim she couldn't come to the wedding. Oh my gosh. As an experiment, I got someone to give her the wrong date. She booked a lavish 2-week trip with our date falling right in the middle. I waited a little while and then at a family dinner announced the real date and watched her face fall. Mother-in-law casually mentioned that she thought I said the other date. I pointed out we had never had that talk and she was like, oh, and shrugged. She seemed pissed and didn't speak the rest of the dinner, and honestly I thought it was hilarious, which might make me an asshole. My fiance knew what I was doing and was okay with it. Mother-in-law went into the kitchen with her husband and was gone for a long time. I did overhear a little bit about him telling her she needs to suck it up and just be honest and stop with these elaborate lies. At the end of the night, my fiance confronted her and let her know what I had done and that he knew her plan. Mother-in-law was like,
oh, so you think this is funny?
I stayed quiet because I did. He told her that he doesn't find it funny, but he has no sympathy for a liar. Mother-in-law let us know she wouldn't be at the wedding and walked out. I heard from a couple of people that she is pissed I toyed with her and said I'm immature and stupid. To be clear, this trip wasn't some financial burden that is non-refundable. She goes on 2 to 3 international trips a year. I feel like we're missing a little bit more of the story, like what your relationship with her is like, but planning a trip just so you can say that you aren't gonna make it to your kid's wedding is pretty messed up. So the next one is, am I the asshole for my reaction when my sister announced her pregnancy? My wife, Haley, 29 female, and I, 29 male, were very close growing up. We lived next door and spent the majority of the time together. Our parents were hoping we would end up together. We went separate ways in college and started dating after graduation. I proposed to her and we got married last year. Haley and my sister, Jess, 32 female, do not get along. Jess went out with Haley's brother and things turned ugly. It caused a lot of stress between the families. Jess and I aren't close but are friendly when we see each other. Jess is now happily married and lives in another state. Haley and I have been trying for the past couple of months to get pregnant. 2 weeks ago, we received the devastating news that she had miscarried. It has taken a huge toll on her and I've been doing everything I can to be supportive. Friends and family have been great as well. We celebrated the Easter holiday early as some family was not able to make it over the weekend. Jess kept asking Haley questions about the miscarriage and I told Jess to back off. When it came time to eat, Jess had a huge smile on her face and announced the pregnancy. Her husband looked shocked and got up from the table. Haley started crying and excused herself. This is where I might have been the asshole. I look at my sister and start yelling at her for everything. She starts screaming at me for being a terrible brother and embarrassing her in front of the family. Our parents get involved and I go to comfort Haley. We left and I haven't spoken to her. Our parents want us to work things out for the sake of the family. Am I the asshole for my reaction when my sister announced her pregnancy? Nope. It definitely sounds like she announced it just to be a jerk, and I don't think you're the asshole. I do think it would be an easy thing to work through, but no, I think that's okay. So this one's a little bit different. It's, am I the asshole for treating my daughter-in-law like a child when she was acting like one? We don't normally see the ones where it's the mother-in-law writing in. So I was actually wrong. This is a story that's told by the father-in-law, not the mother-in-law. So she says, my son and his wife have been staying with us for about a month now while they prepare to move into a new place in May. My wife and I enjoy having them with us, and for the most part my daughter-in-law is lovely, but she's very messy. I'm retired from the army and I have always run my house to a certain set of standards, and I expect them to be followed even by guests. My son has often described his wife as someone who prefers clutter, and she generally likes to have things where she can see them, but after I voiced my displeasure over the clutter in the guest bedroom they are presiding in, as well as in the guest bath they use every day, she did begin to decrease this amount of clutter, but not to the standards I would like in my home. My daughter-in-law still leaves her makeup out on the bathroom until she gets home in afternoons because she runs out of time in the morning to put them up. To her credit, she does clean everything once she gets home, but I don't appreciate having to stare at the mess for hours until she gets home. I tried handling privately with my son in hopes he could talk to her, and while he did agree, he mostly made excuses about her behavior, equating it to a unstable home life growing up with incompetent parents and in the foster system towards her later teen years. I admit she is still quite young at 20, but my kids knew how to clean up after themselves before they were out of elementary school. My frustrations over the situation grew to a head one day when yet again she left out makeup in the bathroom, and in response I took a trash bag and placed all the makeup and everything underneath the sink that was hers as well, and then in the guest bedroom every piece of clothing she owned, etc. I had no intention of actually throwing her belongings in the trash, but I wanted to show how serious I was on the matter, and I thought maybe handling it how I would have handled a teenager would have given her a bit of a wake-up call, since she seemed to miss out on it in her childhood. My daughter-in-law came home before my son, and when she discovered her things in garbage bags outside of the front door, I could tell she was rather shell-shocked. I didn't yell, but I was stern when I explained that her behavior had been very disrespectful, and if it continued, she would have to leave my house. My daughter-in-law didn't say much and just looked at me with wide eyes the whole time. And then when I was done, she apologized and took all of her things back inside the room she was staying in. I could hear her crying, which seemed to me to be dramatic, and when my son got home, he apologized for daughter-in-law's messiness, but said that the way I handled the situation was too far. I told him it was my house, my rules. Now my daughter-in-law has been keeping all of her things in her car and won't even place them in the house at all. She has also become very reserved when I'm around, but is completely fine around my daughters and wife. The mess stopped, but now there's an awkwardness in the house. That was kind of extreme, but I do think that, she should have been more respectful, and if you tried to, talk it out first, I guess, I don't know. I'm not really the asshole, I don't think. Okay, last one. Am I the asshole for telling my half-siblings to get over the fact that we have the same dad? So I, 16 female, didn't know my real dad was... I just read how these are written and sometimes they're not written well. So I, 16 female, didn't know who my real dad was for most of my life. It turned out that he was my mom's best friend's husband because he cheated with my mom. We all knew. My mom just didn't tell me until this year. Looking back, he's always been like a dad to me, even though I always referred to him as Uncle David. My dad and his wife, who I call Aunt Olivia, have kids, and I always thought they liked me like they're younger, but they'd always want me to play with them, and they were always trying to impress me and stuff. I was like an older cousin than a sister, though. Since we got everything in the open, I've been over to their house more often. Aunt Olivia loves having me there, and I love having her be my stepmom, because she was already like my bonus mom. But the kids don't like me anymore. They don't want me to play with them anymore, and they'll barely acknowledge my presence. Yesterday during dinner, my dad, because I'm never going to stop calling him that, and Aunt Olivia had to go talk to a neighbor, and I was left alone with the kids. They kind of ganged up on me and said I should go back to saying Uncle David because they only want him to be their dad. I get that they're younger than me, but they've never known what it's like to not have a dad, and I got really mad, and I angrily told them that I'm never calling him Uncle David again, and if they liked it so much they can call him that. I said to get over the fact that all of us have the same dad. It caused a fuss and my mom had to come take me home. Aunt Olivia is 100% on my side. My mom doesn't really care, and my dad told me that I should have been more considerate to their feelings because they're younger. My friends told me I was an asshole because I should have helped make them understand. So am I the asshole? I mean, depending like how much younger, because if you're only 16, yeah, maybe explaining it would have been a better idea, but also I don't blame you for just kind of snapping since they all of a sudden turned on you. I mean, I understand that too, so I'm gonna say not really the asshole. Leave a comment down below on your guys' opinions on all of these stories and let me know what you think, whether or not these people are the asshole. For now, that's gonna be it for me. If you guys enjoy these videos, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to post more of these, and there's other Reddit communities that I've been joining to find stories and funny stuff to read to you guys. So let me know if there's any Reddit communities that I should know about, again, just down in the comments. If you guys like this video, also be sure to like it and subscribe if you haven't already, but if you haven't, that's cool. Thanks for hanging out with me. Alright, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye guys!